Welcome to episode 1
Cliquebait
of Cliquebait.
We're Cliquebait.
We're Cliquebait now.
Yeah, we are so excited to join you guys. We're on the At-Large family, the Forward Network.
We're so excited and honored to
Yes.
be with all of these badasses.
Yes, and I'm Amanda Gale.
I'm Keren Margolis.
And we were told to talk about ourselves in the first episode. So
We have instructions.
right. So we're comedians in New York City.
Yep. We are comedians. We are best friends.
Yes.
We do this podcast together, which we've been doing for about a year.
Yes.
And we also run a stand-up comedy show together at the world-famous Stand Comedy Club in Manhattan in Union Square, which, by the way, if you guys are ever around on the exact date that we're running our show once a month, please come through and hang out with us. The show's always really good.
Yeah, and basically we read the internet so you don't have to.
Right.
Our algorithm is your algorithm now.
Right. So here's how we spawned this. We text each other memes all day long, and when we see each other out at parties or at shows, we just talk about pop culture and whatever is on our For You page constantly.
Yeah.
And it's also our favorite thing to watch.
Yes.
So I love watching people react to the internet because it means I have to do less to know what's going on.
Right.
So we bring it to you.
We bring it to you, and you're in your own algorithm, but we are bringing multiple algorithms to you. So you're like you're gonna be in everyone's TikTok.
Yeah, and it's kind of random, so it's just silliness. Like we're just here to have fun.
Oh yes, please don't take us seriously. We
Don't
say
take it
dumb
serious.
stuff all the time. Please don't get mad at us.
100%. But also, we're not like a politics podcast. It's really not our lane. We're just here to be silly and like to take a little break.
Right.
You know what I
Hang
mean?
your head up. Joan Rivers said that when you can make someone laugh, you give them a vacation. So this is a vacation to the internet.
It's a vacation for us too, by the way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are our Bahamas. Let us be your Bahamas and you'll be our Jamaica. But also, we do get into some interesting topics. We do talk about celebrity pop culture, but we do have interesting debates about, different generations and, self-care and psychology. And so we do have some, things that are good for the mind. It's not all like,
And we also want to know what
not boy
you guys
TikTok,
think. No, it's not boy TikTok and it's not girl TikTok. It's just kind of TikTok.
Yeah.
If you spend any amount of time scrolling, you're gonna find some of this stuff. So we might as well hang out and talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. And we love hearing from you. Please, whether you like it or don't like it, we love hearing from you. Please DM us.
Yeah, please find us online. I'm Keren Margolis. It's Keren, Keren with an E, Keren Margolis on various platforms. But if you DM me on Instagram, I'm the most likely to see it. Yeah. And we love hearing from you so much.
Yeah.
You say whatever you want. Say you love us. Say, well, that's like the only good option.
I'll hear that you hate me too. But I like having, internet. I have a lot of internet friends.
Amanda does. The internet loves Amanda back.
Right.
But yeah, even if you just roll through and tell us who you are and where you are at in the world.
Yeah, and what your opinion is. Like, we have very strong opinions. Who'd have thought two women have opinions on something. But we also want to hear yours to
Totally.
tell us we're wrong.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever you're feeling. Yeah. No, this is actually the most fun. We just wanted to hang out more often, and then we wanted to hang out with all of you too.
Yeah, so
that's
welcome.
what we're doing. Yeah,
welcome to the Cliquebait universe. But I wanted to say something. I want to say, as our first episode, we've worked so hard. You've worked so hard. I've worked so hard to get us here. We're on the At-Large family in the Forward Network.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be part of this podcast family, but I want to thank one person.
Who?
Beyonce.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God. Just to be safe. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to show you the first clip and show you why.
Okay.
We have very smooth
Four
transition.
celebrities won awards themselves. They instead thanked Beyonce. With the conspiracy theory of she knows spreading like wildfire, netizens have noticed that when celebrities receive awards, their attention always seems to go back to Beyonce. It seems that saying, "Thank you, Beyonce," in a speech is like saying, "Please, Beyonce, don't ruin my career."
Britney won the MTV Lifetime Achievement Award. She was the first female artist to win since Madonna and Michael Jackson on stage. Britney made history, but she kept thanking Beyonce.
Beyonce and I started out around the same time, and just like all of her fans, I fell in love with her. The first time I saw her, from her singing to dancing to acting, she can do it all. She's a triple threat, and one of the most talented people I've ever seen.
Some think Britney acted crazy to avoid the same fate as Aaliyah, but that's just a theory. Adele. In 2017, Adele took home 5 Grammys. She was the biggest winner that year. When accepting Album of the Year, she said Beyoncé's album was the best. She called Beyoncé her inspiration. Adele even broke her trophy in half to share it with Beyoncé, but they didn't really hang out much. Lizzo. In 2023, Lizzo beat Beyoncé for the Grammy for Album of the Year. When she won, she looked nervous. Her expression was like she was fighting for her life. Lizzo used her speech to praise Beyoncé instead.
You changed my life. You sang that gospel medley, and the way you made me feel, I was like, I want to make people feel this way with my music. So thank you so much. You clearly are the artist of our lives.
Beyonce, it was so monumental and so well thought out and so beautiful and soul-bearing, and we all got to see another side to you that you don't always let us see, and we appreciate that. And all us artists here, we fucking adore you. You are our life.
You are our life?
Let's just put something in perspective.
Our life.
Our life. Adele, Beyonce, Britney Spears, they're the same age. They've all been in the music industry around the same time, and yet their inspiration is their peer.
Amanda, we messed up. We just said, oh, thank you, Beyonce, but we should have said, Beyonce, I think about you when I go to sleep, and I think about you when I wake up. Your face is my lock screen.
Yes.
If I go a day without a Beyonce song in my life, I want to unalive myself. I'm sorry. I know this is really early to get into something this heavy, but we need to get it together.
I know Beyonce is God, and I voted to change the $20 bill to Beyonce. Everyone was like, "How about Harriet Tubman?" I'm like, "No, how about Beyonce?" Right. I said that. I floated that idea.
For the future of the country, I just don't understand why we would even mess around with something like that.
I think she should be on, I think there should be different Beyoncés in every dollar. Get rid of the presidents. They're just old white guys,
I know, and they're so problematic, and the culture has moved past.
They were slave owners. I know. No, get them off these dollar bills. Beyonce.
Right, and nobody wants to be reminded of politics when they look at money.
Yes.
We want to be reminded of the greatest artist of any generation.
Right. I actually would say Beyonce invented America in some fashion.
I don't necessarily think you're wrong.
Right. No.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that in a lot of ways that is factual, and that if we don't say that on this podcast, I really fear for my life.
Right. I think that every great American, anything great in American history can be attributed to Beyonce directly. I think the French, American Revolution. I'm trying to think of American Revolution. It was a fight for Beyonce. It was for Beyonce's idea for America to have independence.
Right.
And British people did not like Beyonce at the time.
And she's a coffee drinker, and she wasn't into tea. And so we were like, this tea has got to go.
Yes, but because it was Beyonce, because it was inspired by Beyonce.
Right.
I think. Let's think. What else? I mean. I'm so nervous. I'm going to get it right, Beyonce. I promise.
I'm so scared.
I think, a lot of things in American history, I think that, I think coming out of the Great Depression was because of Beyonce.
I don't see how that couldn't be the case.
It was because, fireside chats, no. The greatest, what was it? The Great Deal, the was the deal that
Great Deal.
The New Deal. It was really the Beyonce deal. It was really Beyonce that got us through the Great Depression, the Great Recession. I would say, 9/11 was not caused by Beyonce, but she got us out of that, funk.
That national depression.
That's right. That's
right. She elevated the national spirit. When the Beyonce of Independence was signed by our great, the founding Beyonces of our country.
Right.
That's really what set our nation on the course of Beyonce.
Right, exactly.
And I'm proud. I am a proud United States of Beyonce citizen.
We salute you,
Beyonce.
We salute you,
and we thank you for your service.
Yeah, and thank you for the polio vaccine.
Yes.
Thank you so much for inventing the polio vaccine. We know that was really you.
And yes, and thank you for thank you for freedom of speech and the right to assemble. And thank you for freedom of religion.
Yes, women can have credit cards now because of Beyonce and own homes because of Beyonce, single-handedly.
Women can make medical decisions on behalf of themselves for the most part because of Beyonce.
It can all be 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon? No. It's several degrees of Beyonce is attributed to everything good in American history.
I actually think it's not several degrees. I actually think it is Beyonce.
Okay, sorry.
I actually think that saying that it's several degrees.
There's no degrees.
A little.
There's 0 degrees. There's 0 degrees. It's just Beyonce.
In fact, I think we might edit that part out of the podcast because I just am scared.
Yes. We're scared of how great Beyonce is.
Of course. Of her greatness and scared of not.
You know what else? You know what else is
appreciating
true?
it.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're okay. Yeah, no, of course.
You know how there's this debate, Mark Zuckerberg versus the Winklevoss twins.
Right.
It was Beyonce that discovered Facebook.
I feel stupid because I wasn't even thinking like that. And that's on me.
Right.
That's totally my bad.
Right. Most people don't know that because they're just, not locked into the power that is Beyonce and the truth. And that's on them and that's, your responsibility. But also, the man on the moon, Beyonce's idea.
Wow.
It was
She was like, wow, it's just time for another kind of a planet, but not like a whole planet.
Right, exactly.
I'm thinking moon.
And which was the perfect decision, by the way.
Which, by the way, was genius.
And she was on the moon. I don't think she didn't need a suit. That's Beyonce. The power of Beyonce is she doesn't need a
She
suit.
produces oxygen.
Yeah.
You ever go into a room where Beyonce has been? I haven't, but I imagine that when you go in, suddenly you can breathe better. Like, have you ever had oxygen, like at a hospital or like a med spa or something? And you have it that clarity of thought,
right?
And and you feel invigorated. That's what it's like, even being somewhere where Beyonce was years ago.
Right. Well, I would argue Beyonce is everywhere. Everything is Beyonce.
Wow,
So,
I would say Beyonce is in you.
Yeah, you are the Beyonce and Beyonce is that.
And not to say that I'm in any way Beyonce because I'm not. Beyonce's a separate person who's great.
She's God. She's everywhere.
And by the way, if you're religious, we are just kidding. And I
was not kidding. I subscribe to Beyonceism.
Oh, well, I just want to say that if anybody, like, I love my Christian brothers and sisters, my Jewish brothers and sisters, and there is no God but God. But we're saying that in that kind of adjacent situation is Beyonce.
Right.
You know? I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be true to my ancestral beliefs, but I also want to appropriately
not offend
Beyonce.
You guys are just going to go to hell because you don't believe in Beyonce. And that's okay. Not everyone has to believe in Beyonce, but when you don't believe in Beyonce, you will be, at the gates of heaven, you will be condemned.
That's true. And in the gates of, and on planet Earth, you will not succeed.
You will not succeed. There's actually 0 success rate between not believing in Beyonce and success.
By the way, they really buried that in the video when they were like, all these people thanked Beyonce, and then, they had these amazing careers, and who didn't thank Beyonce? Aaliyah.
I know.
They really just stuck that in there and then kept going. Like, here's my question, though, for that clip. Is there no one else but Aaliyah that you could have brought up?
Oh, yeah, there is. I'll tell you who else. Amy Winehouse. Won a Grammy. Didn't thank Aaliyah. Oh.
Didn't thank Beyonce.
Didn't thank Beyonce. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Didn't thank Beyonce.
Amanda, watch your mouth.
I'm sorry. Okay. I have to do 5 Beyoncés. I have to do 5 Hail Beyoncés to get out of it. I get... Amy Winehouse did not thank Beyonce, and then she got into a drunk driving accident 3 months later. Wow. Who else? Yeah, that was her. And then, Aaliyah boarded a plane. And they say with Aaliyah that she said to someone, the plane is too full. I don't want to go on that plane. It's too full. And they gave her a sedative, and then she went on the plane.
Is that true?
Yeah. Oh, allegedly. Oh, no. Allegedly.
Okay. That's going to be the name of this.
Yeah, it's allegedly.
Episode. Thank you, Beyonce. Allegedly
that she could so that brings me to the next clip of more. You want to hear more Beyonce conspiracy theory talk?
100%, because I don't even know how we haven't brought up the fact that these people really are. And I'm sorry, I'm getting excited because I feel like this is something that we've all kind of felt in our bones for many years, and not really because we're not at the level of Beyonce. I would say no one except Beyonce is at the level of Beyonce, right. And everything else trickles down from Beyonce.
Yeah. It's economy of Beyonce.
It's a Beyonce economy. But that being said, she is. I think she's the most powerful woman in the world.
I agree.
I think she's a kingmaker, and it's so it's weird because this TikTok's like buried in the algorithm, right? Like there's billions of TikToks probably, and like this is just one of them. But it's crazy that we just found the truth.
I know. We found the truth.
In a sea of content. We got to the bottom of, and people are gonna like maybe watch this episode or listen to it on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you get podcasts, and they're gonna move on with their lives.
Right.
But I guess we're trying to do a public service by telling you to listen, open your ears, thank Beyonce, and see what happens in your life.
Right. Amen. A Beyonce.
A Beyonce.
A Beyonce. So here is some more information about our Lord and Savior. Okay. This is all allegedly about more Beyonce conspiracy TikTok.
Okay. All right.
Did you guys know that Jay-Z's birthday is December 4th, Diddy's birthday is November 4th, and Beyonce's birthday is September 4th? Jay-Z had an album 444, Leah died August 25th, Left Eye died April 25th, Michael Jackson died June 25th. In J. Cole's song, he says, "Rest in peace, Aaliyah, rest in peace, Left Eye, Michael Jackson, I'll see ya, just as soon as I die." This is a song that has been trending, which is She Knows by J. Cole. A lot of people are saying She Knows sounds like Sean Knowles. Jay-Z's name is Sean, Diddy's name is Sean, just spelled differently. Beyonce's last name is Knowles. Sean Knowles.
Did you know every single time Beyonce begins one of her world tours, a massive music icon dies? This theory begins with the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Beyonce embarked on her I Am Sasha Fierce world tour starting in March 2009, and Michael Jackson died in June 2009. Right when Beyonce announced her The Miss Carter Show world tour in 2012, the queen of disco, Donna Summers, died. Then right before embarking on that same world tour, queen of vocals Whitney Houston died. It gets crazier because in June 2014, when Beyonce and Jay-Z began their On the Run world tour, legend of soul music, Bobby Womack, died in June 2014.
Oh my God.
Literally, right as Beyonce began her Formation world tour in April 2016. Prince died also in April 2016. Right after Beyonce and Jay-Z began their On the Run to World Tour in June 2018, Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin dies in August 2018, seeing her pay tribute to a falling music icon at each of her tours is getting a little bit eerie. And the craziest part is that fans were already predicting who was going to be next, right when the Renaissance Tour was announced. Beyonce began her Renaissance World Tour in May 2023, and Tina Turner died in May. And right on cue, Beyonce paid tribute to her. People are asking Beyonce to stop touring.
Not us.
Perfect ending.
I actually knew you were going to love that.
People are begging her to stop.
So no more celebrities die.
Beyonce, you hold the power of life and death in the palm of your hand.
Please, Beyonce.
What
did you say?
What'd you say?
Just said, please, Beyonce.
Please,
Beyonce, please.
Please take a break. You work too hard.
I just want to say thank you to our producer, Andrew, for jumping in. And by the way, for the first episode, we did not introduce Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
Who is our beloved producer. Andrew,
not
go
as
ahead.
good a producer as Beyonce, who does everything, but
right. If Beyonce were producing this, I don't even want to go there. But go ahead, Andrew, our second favorite person in the world.
Just say a little bit about yourself, like a fun fact.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Like a fun fact,
so let people
maybe.
know what your deal is.
It's like a corporate icebreaker.
Hey, everybody. It's exciting to be here. I'm the producer, and it's an exciting chapter in the Cliquebait story.
Oh, thanks, Andrew.
Andrew, can you go on screen one more time?
I want to ask you.
I want to ask you one question. Because can you get on screen? Okay, so this is the Forward Network. It's women. It's for women. What have you learned about women being a producer of this show?
They're better than men.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say that you guys are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Would you rather work on a man's podcast, which by the way, men are fine, allegedly, or a woman's podcast? With us specifically.
Definitely a woman's podcast.
But it has to be just us. Or don't cheat on us.
Yes.
Okay.
Just you.
We don't want Andrew to ever leave.
No, Andrew's the best. And if you guys need a producer, don't ask him because he won't have time.
He's busy.
He's so busy, we can't even get it. Hold on.
He's ours.
No, he's always so responsible and always on top of things. So I shouldn't say that, but he's a very, very
thank you.
busy guy.
It's very sweet. You guys are both hilarious and smart and funny.
Oh,
Andrew's the best.
Yeah.
Andrew always gasses us up. We're like, do you think we're pretty? And he just gives us the self-esteem we need.
And we are always like, it's a good lighting. It's a good lighting. And he's always like, He attends to our every like neurotic whim, which I appreciate.
I appreciate so much. Andrew understands women, and I just feel like we have spent so many hundreds of hours discussing the lighting.
Hundreds of thousands
on this podcast. You know who gets it right the first time?
Who?
Beyonce. This woman. Let me say something. She is the one emitting the light.
That's right. That's right.
You know, when you see her concerts and it's like all this lighting, that's for everybody else. It's for the backup dancers because we need to see them. Beyonce is a star. And when I say star, I mean a nuclear fusion star. She emits
She's the
light.
That's what she's the ring light.
Own light.
Yeah, she's her own
emits
light.
the light.
That's what we're saying.
She doesn't need a ring light. She is the ring light.
She is literally she's
walking
a
ring light.
1,000 ring lights.
Yeah, she's just like,
I don't know what. Yeah.
like she's just like,
she does, and you can see it because her skin is so nice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's really nice.
It's
from dead people. It's from dead skin.
It's from all the people that were sacrificed.
That's what they think it is.
In order for her to succeed.
Allegedly, they think this is a sacrifice.
Which, by the way, worth it. Anything sacrifice is worth it for Beyonce.
But isn't that crazy? Michael Jackson,
right,
Aaliyah,
right.
Who was the other one? Lisa Left Eye Lopez,
right.
All had mysterious. Lisa Left Eye Lopez died in a fire.
Did she? Oh, what? Is that true?
Yeah.
It wasn't a plane crash?
No, it was
a car
Aaliyah.
accident.
No, a fire in her house. Wait, can you check? Can you verify that? I think Lisa Lopez. Because Lisa, okay, this is another part of like the conspiracy thing, and I'll be really quick to explain the backstory. So, Clive Davis, infamous Clive Davis, is actually embedded in this too, and I'll go really quick. I won't bore people.
Why
with
is he
details.
infamous?
He is the head of what music label?
Car crash.
Car crash, Leah?
No.
Oh no, Lisa Left Eye Lopez was a car crash.
Lisa Left Eye was a car crash. Aaliyah, I believe,
Was a
plane crash.
Famously, was a plane crash.
Right.
It was an over packed plane.
Horrifying.
And she said to someone, "I don't want to go on that plane. It doesn't look safe." And they allegedly sedated her.
They diddied her.
Yeah, because the theory is
allegedly,
that she was if she got out of the way, Beyonce would be queen.
What?
That she was more famous at being. She was like the shit at one point.
Well, why did they need to get rid of Left Eye? Was she eclipsing Beyonce? I don't feel like no.
Here's where Clive Davis comes in.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Clive Davis is the head of what music label? Oh my god, like Bad Boy.
No.
All the people that are like Whitney Houston was under him, Michael Jackson was under him.
Well, what?
Diddy.
Andrew, can you
what's name of the music label?
Sony.
Sony. Okay,
really?
Head of Sony. Now, do you know this? Every celebrity has a clause in their contract. It's called a death clause, which means when you die, they actually make more money from you dead than alive sometimes.
How does that work?
Because they make money on your
like royalties or something?
It's like with rappers too. When they die, like they sell a lot of albums. So then like whoever has control over them.
And think about it. Think about it. If Marilyn Monroe, this is the truth. If Marilyn Monroe died any older, she would not be an icon. If she died in her 60s,
any less hot.
Okay, but the two things are true, right? She was gorgeous, but she also died young.
No,
tragically.
that's what I mean though. She died at her hottest.
People can argue, and they say Elvis made more money dead than alive. Michael Jackson is making someone's making a lot of money off of Michael Jackson dead. So they have a clause that when you die, they kind of own the royalties or the rights. It's called the death clause. So some people, some people believe, like with Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston, that it was actually Clive Davis and P. Diddy in on it.
What?
Because they when you're just at your peak. They want you to die allegedly want you to die just at your peak. So it's tragic. So then you become like a legend. Wow. That's a theory. That's a legend because of this death clause. Now with Lisa Left Eye Lopez, okay. So this is a tragic story about TLC. TLC, I think they generated like $50 million in sales. Okay. Guess how much TLC made?
How much?
$50,000. What did I say? 50 million. Sorry, they made $50 million. Let's say $50 million.
Okay.
Maybe I'm getting the numbers wrong, but it's like millions of dollars in record sales.
Okay.
They only made $50,000. They were gypped. They had a really bad contract. So Lisa Left Eye Lopez goes, let's go into Clive Davis' office, and they brought guns.
What?
And they basically held him up at gunpoint and was like, give us our money. And that's not alleged. That's actually true. That's the TLC said. And then Lisa Left Eye Lopez ended up in that car crash. And Clive Davis, see, everyone thinks like above Diddy, Clive Davis was in with Diddy. in all the like, serious killings and
nothing seems that weird to me anymore.
Yeah.
Because now that this Diddy stuff has been blown wide open, and also because on TikTok, if you look up a celebrity, the chances of you finding out some real dirt on that person is pretty high because they have to interact with the world, and then those people that they interacted with make TikToks like constantly. So now, if you said this to me like a year and a half ago, I would have been like, okay, Amanda, like, I can worship Beyonce, but the rest of it's like a little crazy. But now that you say that, I'm just like, what? This all happened before social media.
Right, that's right.
So it is kind of believable, allegedly, that they could have masterminded all of these
mysterious deaths.
Right. Without us knowing. Because who would even know?
Who would know? And how is all these people die of pneumonia so young?
Who's dying of pneumonia?
Well, Diddy's wife died of pneumonia at 47.
Allegedly.
Well, she did have pneumonia, but you can get pneumonia from poisoning. Rat poisoning, or maybe it's not rat poisoning, but there's a poison that if you eat poisoning, you can get pneumonia.
Can you?
Yeah. So that's what they allegedly said on TikTok. Can you verify that, Andrew? But they said that certain poisoning that you eat can give you pneumonia. That's but you don't die of pneumonia, you die of the poisoning. Brittany Murphy used to date Ashton Kutcher. Who's Ashton Kutcher very close with?
I don't know.
P. Diddy.
Allegedly.
And Brittany Murphy died of pneumonia. And she's so, how did this
And then her husband did too.
Yeah.
Like right away.
And they're not all, like, who dies of pneumonia?
But then we stopped kind of hearing about it. This is the really weird part of Brittany Murphy and her husband is that for some reason, people just like moved past it really quickly.
Yeah.
Like, I know it was in the news a lot.
Right.
It was kind of a whole thing.
Right.
But then at a certain point, we just like moved on and it was not finished.
Nope.
Like the story was in no way done.
No.
And everybody was like, well, I guess that's just what happens. We're like,
I guess a 30-something gets pneumonia. Like, no one, have you ever met anyone young that died of pneumonia in your life?
Not in
Why
my
is it
whole
just
life.
celebrities?
I don't know.
At like 20 died.
Why is pneumonia this huge killer of Hollywood?
No, but like legit. It's
I don't mean to
car crashes and plane crashes and pneumonia.
And by the way, we're not laughing at people's misfortune or suffering at all. We're laughing at how absurd it is
Yeah.
that pneumonia is taking out young people in Hollywood left and right. Like, you're right. Somebody has to run the numbers on this.
And
they won't.
They won't. And it's all tied to Diddy. Also, the coroner
Allegedly.
No
one's gonna come after you for talking about Diddy.
Right. Yeah, I can do that. But Beyonce. Oh God.
No.
So I think Brittany Murphy, Michael Jackson, and Whitney Houston all the same coroner.
What? Is there like a celebrity coroner?
Yeah.
Okay. Every time that we hear about a celebrity anything, like celebrity doctor and a celebrity psychiatrist and whatever, they're always doing something shady.
Oh yeah.
Always. Because that's why famous people love them.
Exactly.
Obviously. They're like, do what I want. You know what I mean?
If you tell them no, then all right. Like, yeah, that's how Michael Jackson, I mean, I can see.
No, you're right. That is how Michael
Right,
Jackson died.
because
He had a
he's-
doctor and he was like, this is what I want. And the doctor's like, I don't know if it's a good idea. Okay, fine.
Right. But then people say maybe they told, I don't know.
Wait, what? What's the theory?
Well, because Michael, you know that song She Knows? She knows. She knows. It's like a big on TikTok.
Oh.
And it's like, rest in peace, Aaliyah. Rest in peace, Left Eye. Michael Jackson, I'll see ya. And they all died on the 25th. And Diddy, Beyonce, and Sean Combs are all born the 4th of the month.
But what does that mean?
That means like it's a sacrificial ritual that allegedly they killed these people on the 25th. Or maybe they didn't kill them, but they know. She knows.
Okay, but then what does the birthday have to do with it? Because they can't control that. Or can they?
I don't know.
The mystery
Beyonce
deepens.
can literally control that, but it's like, and Jay-Z's album's 444, like she said in the video.
Well, people have been saying like Beyonce and Jay-Z are the Illuminati, and they've been saying this for so long, and it's been kind of a running joke. But I actually think that some of the things that are a running joke, and this, I don't think this is going to blow everybody's mind, but the running jokes of our society are actually things that are true and are hiding in plain sight. Right. Allegedly.
And let me just say this. I am not an Alex Jones supporter. One thing he absolutely got right, he's been saying for years, there's Democrats have a pedophile island and there's an island bomb, and everyone goes,
remember when we all laughed at him?
Okay, and there's been many things Alex Jones has gotten absolutely wrong. Let me make that perfectly clear.
Of course, we know.
One thing he's been saying for years, the Democrats are running a trafficking ring in the Bahamas, and everyone's like, what, dude? All right, yeah, the Democrats are running a sex trafficking. All right.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah, and he literally ended up being correct.
He nailed it. He couldn't have been more correct.
Right. So there's people on the inside that know this. It gets out somehow.
You're right. And yet the people who really know stuff come across so crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're saying all this stuff that sounds crazy to us. And also, like, if you take an Alex Jones type, it's so easy to dismiss him because he says all this other crazy stuff.
Yeah, he does.
That is some of which is really bad.
Right.
So
really, really, really bad.
We're not condoning Alex Jones here. But what I am saying is that, you know, a broken clock is right twice a day kind of thing. Like,
exactly.
You can be so nutty and so crazy and be sued and all that stuff, and you can still get some stuff right.
That's right.
And maybe 99% of what you say is, you know, a lawsuit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we should just have lawyers on speed dial. But then you get it a little bit right. He was saying that about remember, people were talking about pedophiles in Washington, pedophiles in Hollywood for so long.
I know.
And we're all like, you guys are so crazy.
Okay, they're like sex trafficking young kids. Okay.
All right. Oh, in an island all by themselves.
Oh, the Democrat. Yeah.
And everybody knows about it, but nobody says anything.
Right.
Okay.
It's like, right.
They weren't only right. They were so right. They nailed it. In fact, now that we know about Epstein Island and all of that, and, you know, you can't go there anymore, and it's not.
They should change the name then.
Right.
Change the name to more
to something
marketable.
else.
Yeah.
Right. Like Fun Island, not related to Epstein.
Not Epstein Island anymore.
Right. Like they decommissioned all the rides.
Formerly known as Epstein Island.
Right. But, you know, they. What was I saying? Why did I start saying that sentence?
You said that. You can't go there anymore. We were saying that, like, we thought it was so crazy, but was it that crazy?
Right. And so they decommissioned Epstein Island, right? So they were like, okay, no more flights to Epstein Island.
What was the last day like that? All right, guys, everybody out. We're closing this place down.
Right. Okay. I mean, they must have gotten out of there in a hurry.
Yes,
like the Hebrews from Egypt. You know what I mean? Like bread doesn't have time to rise. They're like, you guys book it.
Which
Get on the
Beyonce
plane.
freed. Beyonce actually freed the Jews from slavery in Egypt. Little known fact. And she took them to the promised land in Israel. So
she was going under the name Moses.
Yeah.
But that was kind of her pseudonym at the time because the Egyptians who spoke Arabic had a hard time pronouncing Beyonce.
That's right. And she was also the burning bush. How is she God and Moses? Like, she's God and Moses. That's like a literally.
Amanda, I actually have chills right now, and it's not because the air conditioning is crazy. I actually am like full of awe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The power of Beyonce.
But I want to say this. I want to say it's okay.
Let's
So they shut down Epstein Island, obviously, as we know, and you can't Epstein there anymore. That's so funny. But my question, if there was that one island, you think there's one island on the whole face of the earth where stuff like that's happening?
Right.
Let's be so for real.
Right. You didn't like end the sex trafficking. Like they're still going on. There's still
literally.
Yeah. I want to say one thing we're missing that I didn't have a clip for, but it's interesting to talk about.
Okay.
Do you remember the infamous? This was a millennial. Historic event. Remember the VMAs when Taylor Swift won Album of the Year and Kanye ran up the stairs and goes, actually, Beyonce did great. People say he was actually saving Taylor.
Whoa.
Plot twist. He wasn't crazy. He was actually saving Taylor Swift from Beyonce's wrath. That's what people say.
I am speechless.
Millennial plot twist.
Wow. That is so deep.
Yeah.
That cuts so deep into our pop culture history. I think, now that you say that, I think that Beyonce has been involved in the winners of every election cycle in the United States. And we're in an election year right now, and we're not talking about politics.
No.
But what I am saying is that I think somehow Beyonce picks who wins.
She does. Even if I'll say this, and again, not a politician. Even if she like kind of seems to endorse one politician, everything is about, you know.
I don't think that we can. I think that her reach is so vast, and I think that her mind is so
She's a witch.
Smart. Yeah, I think she's an Einstein level genius. No, I think that Einstein was an idiot compared to Beyonce.
Literally.
To be honest with you, I think he was like embarrassing.
Yeah.
And
Take a seat, Einstein.
Like,
Take
sit
a seat.
down, please.
Theory of relativity. Okay, that's like so. E equals MC squared. Grow up.
Oh my God.
Those are just letters. E equals MC squared. Literally grow up.
No, I know. I could pick 3 letters out of a hat and just come up with another equation.
Oh, buy a vowel. Okay, Alex Trebek. Like, just, you know.
Right. No, I know. And it's like Einstein, like, come on. He's really been like, I really think that we're kind of like, we've gone overboard on Einstein, but I just like don't know if he was like that great. But anyway, I want to say that Beyonce is pulling strings that we don't even know are strings.
Yeah, that's right. Right. Yep. Making moves. I mean, real talk, not alleged talk. I mean, Beyonce, I've always found Beyonce's music to be fine. No, sorry, I won't say. Okay.